What's up, family, and welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Wellness Podcast. Now, for this Movember episode, we are talking about fathers and sons and how generational health habits are passed down from generation to generation. From nutrition and exercise to mental health and emotional expression, patterns learned early can shape a man for life. So today we're going to explore how to break unhealthy cycles and how to create a legacy of wellness and health. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for continuing to tune in every day throughout this month of Movember. These discussions on men's health have been invaluable, and I've heard you all loud and clear, and I appreciate you tuning in. I'm also appreciative and grateful for those who have decided that they are going to do something different and taking the steps to change some of these generational patterns and generational cycles. I'm grateful for that because that means that our future generations are looking brighter. So thank you. All right. So health behaviors often are taught, not just told, right? Because it's funny that there's an old saying in our community, do as I say, but not as I do. And that does not work. I just want everybody to understand that because I know that didn't work for me. Like the things that you see are the things that are more deeply ingrained in you. And so those are going to be the things that you're going to be more likely to repeat as opposed to what you're being told to do. Like what we model for our kids, it directly affects who they become as they get older. I watch my sons and my daughter. I watch them right now, and they are literally carbon copies of their father and I. The way that our sons handle themselves in situations, the way that they handle conflict, difficult situations, it's a mirror of how they've watched their father handle his. Just as the way that I handle things is a mirror often of the way that my daughter handles things. Now, don't get me wrong. My sons, they each take parts from me as well. And sometimes they handle things the way that I do and vice versa. My daughter will handle things the way that her father does. But the point here is that they've definitely been more perceptive of what we've done as opposed to what we've said, because sometimes those don't always match. Now, a father's influence to their sons, it's through what they eat, how they manage their stress, how they show vulnerability. And I talked about this a couple of episodes ago, when I stated, I appreciate so much the way that my husband shows up for our family and how he demonstrates and he lives, vulnerability. He lives the provider, the man that gets up and he shows his sons what it looks like to be committed. My husband and I have been together for over 20 years. And so he's demonstrating to them the commitment that it takes to remain even when things get tough. And so, yes, men, you all are extremely vital to your sons. Whether you are in a committed relationship with their mother or not, what you do demonstrates to them what type of man that they should be. And unfortunately, negative habits like ignoring mental health, like, I'm good, pretending to be good when we're not talking about things that are eating away at us, poor nutrition, eating junk food, staying up and eating snacks all the time, neglecting our physical health, and avoiding regular checkups. It can get passed down because it'll make your sons think that those things are not quite as important. Because at the end of the day, as mothers, we can only teach them how to be good human beings. We cannot teach them how to be men. The only men that can teach them how to be men are other men. And the most influential men are going to be those in their families, specifically their fathers. And sometimes those things get passed down, even if it is unconsciously. So what we can do to break the cycle and shift patterns negative patterns. Lead by example. I think that one is pretty self-explanatory. Make sure you are prioritizing your checkups. My family has a calendar, so everybody knows when everybody's going to the doctor, when they're getting their eyes checked, they're going to the dentist. Everybody knows, so they can see it in real time that we're not just saying we're going to the doctor. We're not just saying we're taking care of ourselves. You can see it. Prioritize your healthy meals. I am the primary cook in the house. I'll be in there chefing, y'all. And so I try to keep us eating healthy foods, whole healthy foods, a variety of foods to ensure that we're getting in our nutrients and things like that. But my husband demonstrates it by continuously eating properly, not just by like maybe chucking it in the trash and getting something else. So it is a demonstration to our family, and as well as the fitness, making sure that you are getting up and you are moving, and whether it is you're taking daily walks and you're walking, or whether you're going to a gym, no matter what it is, make sure that you are showing them that physical fitness is a part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Number 2, we can talk openly about emotions and mental health. Normalize vulnerability. We have done that in our house, and we've done it since the kids were small. Learning how to be vulnerable and how to talk about how you're feeling, it helps to, that's the best way to put this. It helps you to better be able to handle things and cope when there are issues, when there are problems. When you do not have the ability to release problems and talk openly about emotions, it oftentimes will invoke over the top reactions or reactionary reactions, if that makes sense. So instead of pausing to think for a second before you say or do what your initial reaction wants to be, it allows you to respond to things in a healthier fashion, as opposed to having these knee-jerk reactions to everything all the time. And most knee-jerk reactions are those of anger. Excuse me, y'all. Most things like that are, again, knee-jerk reactions, and they're out of anger. And that's typically the wrong response. Next, we're going to encourage active lifestyles early on. Now, our kids are athletes. They've been athletes their whole lives. I was an athlete when I was a kid, and so was my husband. And so there was just a natural love of sports. And so they've always been very active. So, that one was pretty easy. My husband, even, as he got older, he was involved in certain sports and would do certain things, and our kids saw that early on. So I believe that those things modeled to them, it helped to pique their curiosity and fuel their interest that much more. And finally, educate about nutrition and wellness. Like, I'm the diet and nutrition coach at home. And so because I am a diet and nutrition coach, I'm always talking about nutrition and wellness. And a lot of it, I've taught my husband, he's learned a lot of the things that he knows about health and nutrition from me. I teach him the practical and sustainable habits. And then he also helps to hone that in and to hammer that in to our sons and to our kids, especially when you're athletes, because when you're athletes, your body requires a little more than someone who lives a more sedentary lifestyle. So changing generational habits starts with intentional action and communication. So we're going to talk about it because let's be clear. We still enjoy our fried chickens. We still enjoy our candied yams. We still enjoy our mac and cheese. We still enjoy all of those things. However, those things are far and few between. They are in moderation because, first of all, it is just a part of our culture. Secondly, it's just good, period. We ain't cutting that all the way out, all right? Let's not pretend that. So it's not just about physical health. Emotional intelligence, resilience, and stress management are equally important when it comes to passing down good health cycles generationally. And fathers who model that balance and that self-care and that emotional expression, they equip their sons to navigate life with confidence and self-assurance. They avoid those harmful coping patterns and they prioritize their own wellness. They understand that in order for me to be here and do what I say I want to do in life and what I love to do in life, it is a requirement that I do what I have to do by taking care of myself, both physically and mentally. All right, family, that is it for this episode. Don't forget to share this short episode with fathers and sons in your life, and subscribe for more content. We're going to have more wellness insights, even though the month is almost over. But it has been an amazing, amazing conversation that I have been so blessed to have with everyone. I've deeply enjoyed this series. It has done something for me to be able to share this with the men in my life, as well as all of you out in the airwaves. And if you love these conversations, don't forget that we now have the Melanin Wellness Podcast magazine. And it is a space where we go even deeper into our wellness talks, our wellness practices, fitness practices. We talk about skincare and all these kinds of things. Just so much is in that magazine. And I absolutely love it. And you can kind of think of it as your wellness hub extension, right? Because we go a little bit further into the wellness in the magazine than we go here on the mic. So if you'd like to check it out, it will be in the show notes. Okay. All right, family.